Right now, basketball star and Arizona native Koa Peat.
Yeah, I think just as soon as I step on campus, that's kind of when the real work starts. It's your first year. My goals are to be a one-and-done player.
He opens up about the grit and grace that keeps him going.
I don't think basketball is my true calling.
In the chat this week,
you find out the person you're working with who's doing the exact same job is making more.
Plus,
I've been doing this professionally, close to 40 years.
How does it feel now?
All right, I'll give you the real answer.
Please do.
Rapper Young MC on his illustrious career and living life now in Arizona. All that and so much more coming up. Welcome to this brand new episode of Arizona's Family Original with me, Yetta Gibson.
Senior number 10, Koa Peat.
Ooh, he is good. Koa Peat, remember that name, remember that face. He is the Perry High School superstar who has won Arizona's Gatorade Player of the Year, not once, but 3 times. He's a 3-time gold medalist, 4-time state champ. And if you're not into sports, let's just say this kid is really good.
Did you have a feeling all of this was going to happen for you?
I mean, it's stuff you dream of, getting those awards, but it's what you work for. So I'm not really surprised by it because I know I put the work in to achieve those goals.
He's that good. He can teach somebody like me to play basketball.
Koa's confidence is something you feel as soon as you meet him. And while he may still be a teenager, he has the work ethic and discipline of a man on a mission. That mission is to cement his legacy as one of the greats of the game.
When you say you put the work in, what did you do that maybe somebody else did not?
I would just say like the countless days being in the gym, not taking days off.
At the time of our sit down, Koa was coming off of his 4th consecutive state championship win with Perry High School. The papers called it a four-peat, and he did it all, even with a broken hand. No big deal, right?
It's probably my toughest moment was me breaking my hand this past year.
I mean, what made you go, I'm still going to do it, I'm going to play through this?
I didn't want to regret anything, you know what I mean? Not playing my last 2 games at Perry, knowing that we have a chance to cement legacy in four-peat. I couldn't, it would have been on me forever. Like, I wouldn't get over that.
And I wondered if you remember the pain through that game.
Yeah. During the game, I was good because my blood was flowing, adrenaline.
I mean, you made headlines just for that part.
Yeah.
So what was written on your wrap on your hand? There was something on.
I don't think basketball is my true calling. I think it's just a platform God's put me on to spread His word. And then on my last game, I wrote faith over fear because people would obviously be scared to go out there and play with the broken hand, but I kept faith, and I didn't lose that.
Did you get anybody telling you not to do that?
Some people in my circle didn't want me to, but I got the okay from my mom, so that's all that mattered.
All that mattered and all that continues to matter. Koa, no stranger to the sacrifices top-level athletes must make to be the best. Athleticism, well, you could say it runs in the family. All of his siblings are elite-level athletes. You can even catch one of his brothers, Andres Peat, on the field with the Las Vegas Raiders. A 6'8" power forward, Koa is a top recruit in the nation. Colleges from all over the country calling the Gilbert native to join their roster. And again, at the time of our interview, he had not chosen where he wanted to attend.
Okay, my last question is, which school are you going to choose?
I can't tell you yet.
Just kidding.
Can't tell you yet. I'll be going to the University of Arizona.
Shortly after, Koa announced he will be attending the University of Arizona next year.
My goals are to be a one-and-done player, so you got to really get to work, listen to the coaches, listen to the trainers, and just try to become the best version of myself.
You got to be drowning everything out right now. Your phone's ringing all the time.
people are talking to you, like, who are you listening to?
Yeah, I mean, just listening to my parents, the people in my circle, the people that have the best interest for me.
Yeah, drowning out the noise. That's
Yeah.
like a lot of mental work, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everywhere I go, people are asking me, when are you going to commit, where are you going?
The end game is to play in the NBA, a league that soon will be looking for its new face. Megastar LeBron James is expected to retire soon.
Is there anybody who you know you could not beat in a one-on-one, other than me?
No.
No?
Nah.
You can beat everybody,
I got the ultimate belief in myself. That's all I got to say.
like young Jordan. You could beat him?
I'll play him. I'm not going to say I could beat him, but I think I have a good chance.
You'll give him a run for his money?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to compete. I'm a competitor.
LeBron?
I'm going to play him.
So there's nobody I can name.
Nah.
Booker?
I played players before that are in the NBA, and I've competed with them, played good, so I don't want to say a score, but
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
How long do you want to play for? You gonna be one of those old players?
yeah, for sure. I'll play as long as I can.
But no matter where he goes or how big he gets, he's still just Koa.
I feel like I'm just a pretty chill, easygoing type of guy. Like, I feel like I can talk to anybody, but I think people think like I'm levels above them, you know what I mean? But I'll talk to anybody. That's one thing people don't know about me.
Did you see how short I looked? You can meet Koa and his all-star family at the Peat Bros Sports Camp. It's free for ages 6 to 14. The information is going to be posted on our Instagram page. And speaking of all-star families, Koa will be teammates with Bryce James this upcoming basketball season. Bryce is LeBron's youngest son. He committed to the University of Arizona as well earlier this year. Now Koa told us he was making his decision on his own, but no doubt Wildcat fans are very excited. All right, now to the fashion behind basketball. The new Ken doll made in the likeness of LeBron is officially sold out. Just last week, you could find this doll at Target or Walmart for $75. Now they are on resale sites for hundreds of dollars. The collectible is the first Ken doll of a professional athlete and made to recognize LeBron's impact on culture, style, and community.
Oh, wow.
You're the star of the show.
I want to go with colors that complement your skin.
I love it.
This is, as the kids say, fire emoji, flower emoji, winking devil emoji.
I love it. It's time to wear whatever the F you want. That is the official trailer for the show of that same name. It follows Stacey London and Clinton Kelly, a friend of the show, from What Not to Wear fame. We were the first TV interview Clinton did about this new show, even before he knew its release date.
Wear whatever the F you want.
Who came up with that? It's great.
I did. I was hosting a show for Food Network called Spring Baking Championship, and I had to do a press tour for that. And I did an interview, and the producer said, "Oh, I miss What Not to Wear so much. I wish you'd bring it back." And I said, "It's not mine to bring back. I don't own the format. Besides, the world has changed so much since then."
It would still be good.
It would still be.
If you brought it back.
You know what, though? You can't say the things that we used to say on What Not to Wear.
That's true.
We were literally operating under the assumption that women wanted their butts to look smaller. Right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
We will have to tune in to this new rendition of the show, Wear Whatever the F You Want. I love saying that. Premieres Prime Video April 29th. Got it?
1, 2, 3, taking up space!
Taking up space. It's the video seen around the world. The all-female crew up in space last week. But what is less known is one of the women in that capsule has a tie to us here in Arizona. Journalist and philanthropist Lauren Sanchez used to work right here in the studio at Arizona's Family. She used to be an anchor and reporter for us early on in her career, long before she became the fiance to Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos. She used to go by Wendy Sanchez on air when she was here. Now, Lauren, as you know, is one of the 6 women who went up into space. The crew and mission, as you also know, have received a lot of backlash online because of this flight. Some saying it's a waste of resources, a waste of money. Here's what Lauren had to say about making space travel accessible to other folks.
When the Wright brothers first started flight, I mean, they never envisioned at that time that there would be 747s taking hundreds of people across the country. And so, yes, I think one of Blue's missions is to have that happen. We might not see it in this generation, but their kids and their kids will eventually have that.
All right, there you have it. Now, Blue Origin has not disclosed who paid for that flight or how much it costs. It's probably safe to say, though, that those prices are not coming down anytime soon.
Coming up in the chat this week. Would you keep it to yourself? Would you go to your boss immediately? Most of the time, we don't know who's making what.
Plus,
you know, and once again, there's a lot of artists, a lot of artists bigger than me that wish they had that song.
Rapper Young MC, the music legend, reveals the little-known fact that made Bust a Move a smash hit. That's all coming up on this Arizona's Family original with me, Yetta Gibson.
welcome back to this Arizona's Family original. Tonight we've got a blast from the past who is still making waves in the digital age. I'm talking about Young MC, the rap legend, recently making headlines for using AI in his new single. AI is something the world of hip hop has been playing with recently. One of Drake's diss tracks against Kendrick Lamar last summer used Snoop Dogg's and Tupac's AI voices. So I caught up with Young MC to talk about his new music, his life in Arizona, and the one thing you probably didn't know that made Bust a Move a hit. Check this out.
That 21-year-old song was a lot of people's, you know, in their first girlfriend.
Oh.
You know what I mean? In terms of what rap music was.
Yeah.
It's a hit from the 80s, and for a lot of folks, hearing this song brings back memories or just makes them want to get up and move. Bust a Move, 1989 was the year Young MC, then a new rapper, still in college, dropped this award-winning single, certified platinum, that stayed on the Billboard 100 for almost an entire year.
Where is your Grammy? Do you keep it here?
Yes,
or is it somewhere?
My Grammy is in a box in a closet in
a closet
in a music studio. I don't necessarily advertise who I am, but in terms of having a trophy room like in the general house, I wouldn't do that. No.
So it's somewhere hidden.
No, well, hidden. I mean, you know, I won't lie.
Tucked away.
It's somewhat tucked away, but I'll bring it out like if we were doing a Zoom and I wanted to flex, I'd put it behind me. And that's a big thing to get that engagement so everybody feels like they're part of it. So.
Young MC, whose real name is Marvin Young, left LA to move to Scottsdale. He says the desert's beautiful skies is what drew him in. Now, 57 years old, he's still busy making music.
My challenge is to get people to respond to music they've never heard before. So if it's a 15-minute show, the first 8 or 9 minutes is stuff they never heard before. So I'm like, if I can make that catchy enough where they can nod their head to it, hear the hook coming around the second time and they'll sing it along with me, that means I won for tonight.
You know, out of all the musicians I've talked to, Marvin I describe as extremely cerebral, thinking about music in much more detail than just lyrics and beats.
So you're up there performing and researching.
I'll assess once I get off the stage. Like, oh, they did this worked, that didn't work. And then I'll try something the next night. Not that I'll do mad experimentation, but you know, there's only so much margin for variance, you know.
An overall big thinker, again, his music smarts is only part of his journey.
I've been doing it close to 40 years professionally for about 30, got my deal at 22, so going on 35 years.
Does it feel like it?
It doesn't feel like I'm up there doing the same stuff. And I've recorded a bunch of albums since that may not be as popular, but I make sure I get the best songs out in front of people.
Bust a Move, definitely one of the best back then.
How does it feel now?
All right, I'll give you the real answer.
Please do.
Initially, you go through it and you say, okay, I don't want the peak of my life to be something that I did when I was 21 years old.
Absolutely.
I know that I can write better music. I know I can be a better performer. I know I can be better in the studio. So I'm going to make better music.
You probably didn't even know he wrote Funky Cold Medina, Wild Thing, those songs performed by Tone Loc, written by Young MC. Decades later, the landscape has changed dramatically in music, and Marvin uses his smarts and experience to navigate the new ways of the industry.
There's so much music out there that a lot of the promotion of music comes from stuff that isn't really music business stuff. Just the things going viral that has less to do with like, oh, I have a good song. That's stuff that I never had to think about even 20 years ago.
What are you writing about now?
I'm writing about fun stuff. I'm writing about parties and dancing and people having a good time. I always looked at music being an escape or a release as opposed to trying to be preachy or trying to push some message.
Please tell me you don't get sick of hearing this song. Because sometimes when you talk to people who had like a hit like that and they're like, oh, I'm so sick of hearing it. That's not you, is it? You don't get sick of hearing it?
I don't get sick of hearing it because I know what it's done for me and my life and the people I've met through it and what I've learned from it.
Right.
You know, and once again, there's a lot of artists bigger than me that wish they had that song.
Wish they had that song.
And about that song, a crazy little known fact that likely helped Bust a Move become a hit.
I got my tonsils taken out within a year. So within a year to 18 months after that, so my voice sounded totally different then, making that record than it does now.
Start over? You got your tonsils out?
Yeah, we got my tonsils taken out, you know, from being on the road. I think I had done a show in Tucson, ironically, living in LA, but I'd done a show in Tucson and then turned around and did one in Canada.
Okay.
Below freezing.
Okay.
So, or vice versa. So it went from cold and humid to hot and dry.
Okay.
And literally my tonsils started bleeding and they had to pull them out. But if you listen to Bust a Move, my voice is so much more huskier. It sounds so much more huskier than I sound now.
Yeah.
Not only did it help, but it makes hearing the record, because I perform it all the time with my new voice.
Yeah.
hearing my record with the old voice is a novelty for me.
Right.
So, you know, if I hear it, I'll listen just to say, you know, just to say, wow, I used to sound like that.
So the song changed your whole life.
That's the whole thing. So I can only look at it in a positive way.
Well, it's a really good song, that's for sure. You can catch Young MC this summer on the I Love the 90s tour alongside other hit makers like Vanilla Ice, Naughty by Nature from the 90s. Their nearest tour stop is in San Diego, August 2nd. Coming up.
The person you're working with who's doing the exact same job is making more. You've been there longer.
Okay, so we're talking pay coming up. A Forbes ranked financial advisor is here with us in studio. She's going to talk about approaching this very sticky topic. That is next, and it's in the chat. It is time now for In the Chat, and in this portion of the show, we're going to take you through some hot headlines, and this week we're talking about pay.
Everybody, okay, let's just say you're working in a job, you find out the person you're working with who's doing the exact same job is making more. You've been there longer, and I'm talking about significant differences in time worked, right? Would you keep it to yourself? Would you go to your boss immediately? Most of the time we don't know who's making what. You don't have that type of advantage, but somehow you find out. What would you do? Talk to me in the chat.
Ooh, this is a good one. A couple of you did open up about your experiences with this. One of you saying, in the late 90s, you found out someone you trained made $1 more an hour and it really upset you. Another also saying it happened years ago. They went to their manager and they were told others make more because they had a family to support. And others of you had some sound advice. One person saying, I think you need to assess your worth with the company and see if you can negotiate a higher salary or find a better job outside. Another person said, time to have a chat with the boss. So I brought in an expert for this one, financial advisor for Edward Jones and one of the top financial advisors in the country, according to Forbes. Good for you, Angelica Prescott. Okay, before we talk about what to do, tell me about the Forbes ranking here. This is big.
It's very big. I got ranked as one of the best females in the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
That was huge. And then just recently, April 7th, I was named as one of the top advisors period.
Good for you. So
Dang.
you're doing something right.
Just a little bit.
So we got to hear from this person. She's the expert on what do you do in situations like this.
First of all, let's not react.
Okay.
Let's get.
How?
Don't react. Get receipts.
Okay.
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 Go through and start looking at what are you bringing to the company? What value? How are you saving the money? How are you making the money? Do a self-assessment first. That way, when you're coming, you're not coming based on emotions.
Okay.
You're coming with exact points to get clarity as to how these things show up also in your salary.
Okay, but it's the exact same job. You've been there longer.
Yes.
The person working next to you is making more. You still chill out for the first moment.
For the first moment, you have to, because any reaction that comes automatic is usually not your best. So the first thing is to just assess it. And think about it. We all dated different people. Just because they were boyfriends didn't mean they were the same quality boyfriends.
This is true. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
When it comes to that, take the time, assess it, and see your own self-worth. It's very important to make sure you know what you're going to say and you have clarity. And don't say it when everything's tense. Don't say it when we know the gridlock is on the salary. Say it when you're coming off of a high. Because the timing can also be quite critical when you're addressing these conversations.
So there's strategy to it.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about, you're coming off of a high, you decide to go into the boss's office. How do you even start that conversation without it being a little shady?
First of all, don't start with, I heard that someone, or there's a rumor in the mill. None of those types of colloquial, inappropriate sentences.
Okay, yes.
Go focus to the point of, hey, I just want to make sure I understand the responsibilities that I have and what I need to do to be able to qualify to move up.
Yes.
Right? And once you start with that, I want to understand what you expect of me and how am I meeting those goals for you. So it's really more of a self-assessment as to how they see you and also what are the right activities. Because just because you're working hard doesn't mean you're working on the right things.
Yes. Let's just say it resonated. Let's just say the boss tells you, well, okay, you need to work on this more.
Right.
What do you do then? Do you work on it more after you know what you know, or do you move on? Because how do you?
I think both things are on the table. You should not lock yourself into, well, I'm loyal to this company. Yes, that's good, but sometimes the company does not see the value even when you're bringing it.
That is true. Angelica, this is great advice. We're running out of time.
All right.
We can talk about this all day, though.
Let's
and
go.
we will after the show.
Later.
Thank you for being here. And thank you for watching this Arizona's Family Original. You can connect with us on Instagram. You're going to get a sneak peek on what's to come. And you can weigh in on our next In the Chat segments. Always love to hear what you have to say, and the experts, of course. We will see you again next week. There's a mistake in the record? You got to tell me. You got to tell me.
No, I can't tell you. Put it like this. It would be a mistake today. I guess today's technology, you'd be able to eliminate it right away.
Okay. You just say that one last line, or you just say the beginning of it. Everybody has that song where you're like, well, wait a minute, let me. So here it comes. It's like Phil Collins. Boom, 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 boom. Is this a 3?